Next up will be House File 1255 by me. Vice Chair Wozlawik, do you want to take the reins? And I will pull up the bill here.
All right. Thanks, Chair Hansen. I will take up the gavel. And Chair Hansen, would you like to move your bill?
Yes, Madam Chair. I will move that House File 1255 be recommended to be re-referred to the Climate and Energy Finance Policy Committee.
Chair Hansen, to your bill.
Thank you, Vice Chair. This House File 1255 is a bill that authorizes a power purchase agreement between District Energy and Xcel. Members, this has been a topic that's been discussed for quite some time. This provides the authority for that power purchase agreement. It's been worked out by the parties. I think somebody may ask, why is this here in front of Environment? And if you think back a couple weeks, we had that long discussion about emerald ash borer and ash trees. And when you look at the bill, you will see discussion about ash trees and emerald ash borer. So it has some definitions. It defines emerald ash borer, and it also defines ash. And then it talks about some of the concerns the committee's had with movement of ash trees, trying to make sure that we're not moving the disease. All that's spelled out in this agreement, which I think is a very good step. I have a number of testifiers that are here who can describe the bill, and I would move to them.
All right, first on the list today is Ken Smith. Mr. Smith, if you would just identify yourself for the record.
Let me share my screen. I trust you can see that?
Yep.
Okay, great. Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members. My name is Ken Smith, and I'm the President and CEO of Evergreen Energy and District Energy St. Paul. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to HF 1255. Since 2003, our company has been helping to manage tree waste by using it as a biomass fuel to generate renewable electricity that's sold to Xcel, and heat to District Energy St. Paul that is used to heat approximately 200 buildings in the downtown St. Paul area, including the Capitol complex. One of the key reasons that a biomass-fired combined heat and power plant was planned to next to District Energy in the 1990s was in response to the challenges that the region dealt with Dutch elm disease and the large volumes of tree waste that it produced, much of which ended up being open burned. The plan for a modern combined heat and power plant came forward and located that plant next to District Energy in St. Paul in downtown and integrated into the hot water district energy system so the waste heat from power generation could be used to heat the community. The plant was purposely designed to use raw tree waste as a fuel, as a means to help solve this regional problem. And it also displaced coal that was a predominant fuel at District Energy at the time. The plant has now been in operation for 18 years and has been quite successful in managing the region's tree waste. Today, we manage approximately 265,000 tons annually and generate 153,000 megawatts of megawatt hours of renewable electricity that is sold to Xcel, and about 50% of all the heat energy needed to heat 32 million square feet of building space. To give you an idea of how much tree waste that is, if it was all processed into wood chips, it would fill approximately 12,000 semis, which would extend end to end 150 miles or from the state capitol complex to Alexandria. Today, hundreds of businesses and dozens of communities depend upon this facility to manage tree waste, and particularly as emerald ash borer is in the process of killing ash trees. Since 2012, we experienced a significant increase in the amount of tree waste we're managing where EAB is present. The volumes we deal with in the 7-county metro area have doubled since 2012, and that's the challenge that brings us here today and the need for this bill. Our PPA with Xcel expires at the end of 22, less than 2 years away, and without a new PPA, this facility will not be able to continue to operate and manage tree waste. From all of our discussions over the last several years, the agencies and the stakeholders in this space have agreed there's no viable plan B yet in place to manage that volume of tree waste if this facility shuts down. And frankly, we are out of time now. That is why we are seeking a 2-year extension through the end of 2024, extending this operation, this operation for 2 more years, with the conditions laid out in legislation provides that operational certainty to manage the region's tree waste, while we, together with state and other stakeholders, determine alternative pathways and how best to pay for it. So this facility may not be a permanent solution, but it is a solution that is working today and provides a valuable bridge until the future, until longer term alternatives can be put in place. There are things in this bill related to the cost of energy, which is a reduction, and also that we would work together with Xcel on integration of electrification in the facility. Like Xcel, District Energy is committed to being carbon-free by 2050, and so we're excited to work together with them on a project like that. We're pleased that the companion bill, HF1255, is on the Senate floor already, and we are hopeful that this bill will join it in the House. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Next up, we have Rick Evans. Mr. Evans, if you would identify yourself for the record and present your testimony.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee. I'm Rick Evans with Xcel Energy. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I will tell you that we're fully supportive of this bill. Some of you may know that this contract to purchase this energy, that the current contract arose out of the 1994 legislative session and the biomass mandate. As Mr. Smith indicated, that contract is coming to an end at the end of 2022. And the 2 companies have been working together over the last several years trying to figure out how best to make this transition once that contract is over. The legislation in front of you is the culmination of that, of those talks and those agreements. From Xcel Energy's point of view, there are some real advantages to this bill. It does continue our purchase of this energy for 2 additional years, but it is still at a price savings compared to the current contract. It's still a pretty high price, but it is a savings for our customers, and it is a necessary transition between the end of the last contract and the end of this new contract. Secondly, the bill makes clear that at the end of that 2 years, Xcel Energy no longer has an obligation to purchase energy from District Energy, but we wouldn't be prevented from doing so. And so we know that District Energy is going to use the next 4 years to find alternatives that will bring the price of their energy down and make that a competitive product for us if we decided to continue with a power purchase agreement. Finally, the bill puts, and this is what we're most excited about at Xcel Energy, it puts District Energy and Xcel Energy in a partnership to look at electrification of all or part of their system. This is a very complicated proposal. We have a lot of engineers jointly with the companies currently working on that. It will, of course, have to be approved by the Public Utilities Commission, but in this legislation, the 2 companies are committing to work together over the next 4 years to see if that can be accomplished. I'll end my testimony there and be happy to answer questions.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Next on the list, we have Greta Gauthier from the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. Ms. Gauthier, if you can identify yourself and proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I apologize to the committee, but I did not mean to sign up to testify for House File 1255, but rather for House File 1237.
All right.
Sorry about that.
No problem. We'll move on to the next testifier. Next on the list is Forrest Sire from the Minnesota Nursery and Landscape Association.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair and members of the committee. My name is Forrest Sear. I'm with the Minnesota Nursery and Landscape Association, and I'm happy to be testifying again in front of the committee this week. I want to offer brief testimony in support of House File 1255. As this committee knows, emerald ash borer is a problem of gigantic proportions, threatening the health of every ash tree in Minnesota. As we continue to fight against EAB in Minnesota by replacing trees with diverse and climate adapted species, wood waste will continue to be a growing issue for communities throughout the state. We will need creative solutions to fully address the problem, as well as ensure that our current capacity for tree waste disposal is maintained. In St. Paul, the cogeneration facility addressed in this bill plays a crucial role in the disposal of wood waste in the metro area and beyond. As my members have made clear to me, the continued operation of this facility is vital, and any legislation that ensures its continued viability is important. I'm happy to take any questions, and thank you for hearing my testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Sear. And I don't have anybody else on the list. We'll open it up if members have any questions at this time. Representative Becker-Finn.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and just want to point out that this is really a win-win-win situation with this bill and the fact that an agreement was reached. Many communities like mine in the Roseville area really depend on district energy and the ability to bring wood waste there, and it's an added bonus that we can get energy to power things as well. So really glad that we're able to vote on this today. Thanks.
Any other member questions or comments? I'm not seeing any, so Chair Hansen, any closing remarks?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a good bill. It's an effort, as many things often are, of years of work and negotiation to get to this place. So I would ask for your support, and I would encourage all members to co-author this bill. It's pretty easy. You just add on. You could do it. I think Representative Becker-Finn already did during the meeting. So add on, and you can get your name added as a co-author today, and we will be moving it out to the Climate Committee. So I ask for your vote.
Representative Hansen renews his motion that House File 1255 be recommended to be re-referred to the Climate and Energy Finance and Policy Committee. The clerk will take the roll on the motion.
Hansen, Rick.
Hansen, Rick, aye.
Hansen, aye. Wasselbeck, Amy.
Waslowick, aye.
Wasselbeck, aye. Heinzelman, Josh.
Aye.
Heinzelman, aye. Acom, Patty.
Acom, aye.
Acom, aye. Ackland, Susan.
Ackland, aye.
Ackland, aye. Backer, Jeff.
Backer, aye.
Backer, aye. Becker-Finn, Jamie.
Aye.
Becker-Finn, aye. Eklund, Rob.
Aye.
Eklund, aye. Fisher, Peter.
Fisher, aye.
Fisher, aye. Green, Steve.
Aye.
Green, aye. Igo, Spencer.
Igo, aye.
Igo, aye. Jordan, Sydney. Keeler, Heather.
Keeler, aye.
Keeler, aye. Lee, Fu. Lee, Fu. Lippert, Todd.
Lippert, aye.
Lippert, aye. Lewick, Dale.
Lewick, aye.
Lewick, aye. Morrison, Kelly.
Morrison, aye.
Morrison, aye. Nelson, Nathan.
Nelson, aye.
Nelson, aye. Just to go back, Jordan, Sydney. Jordan, Sydney. Lee, Fu. Lee, Fu. So that is 16 ayes and 0 nays.
And with that, the motion prevails and the bill is on its way to Climate and Energy Finance and Policy.